season replays, fantasy drafts, ultimate creative leagues, and what if tournament. It's Coffee Cup Games with the coach, DKM. Hey, this is Coach DK with Coffee Cup Games. Hope you guys are having a good one. If you've been following the channel lately, you know we are doing a tournament of the 68 greatest World Series champions based on their winning percentage. A tournament that we're doing very much like a March Madness tournament. Every game is a one and done, so there's no series between the two teams. You win, you advance, you lose, you go home. And today we are in the Birch Bracket, the first round, and our matchup today is going to be between a number 5 and a number 12 seed. Our matchup today is between the number 5 seed, the Baltimore Orioles from 1970, who had 108 wins with only 54 losses, going against the number 12 seed, the 1968 Detroit Tigers, who won 103 games and lost 59. Whoever wins this game is going to advance to go against the 1946 Cardinals. The number 13 seed upset the number 4 seed, the 1990 Cincinnati Reds, in the last game, beating them 4-2. 1968 was known as the year of the pitcher, and there was no pitcher more dominant than the Tigers' own Denny McLain. He not only won the Cy Young Award, he also won the most valuable player for the American League. McLain went 31-6 with a 1.96 ERA. But the Tigers also had some good offense with catcher Bill Freehan, first baseman Norm Cash, and outfielder Al Kaline. In 1968, the Tigers beat the Cardinals 4-3 in the World Series, giving the Detroit Tigers not only their 8th pennant, but their 3rd World Series championship in franchise history. The 1970 Baltimore Orioles were also known for their pitching. They had 3 starters who each won 20 games that season. Jim Palmer, Mike Cuellar, and Dave McNally dominated the American League and helped the Orioles advance to the postseason. In the postseason, it was the offense who took over as the Baltimore Orioles in their 8 postseason games scored 60 runs. They swept the Minnesota Twins in 3 games in the American League Championship Series and then beat the Cincinnati Reds in 5 games. But even with great pitching and great hitting, the real star of the 1970 World Series was Brooks Robinson's glove. The Orioles' third baseman made several spectacular highlight film plays during the World Series that helped the Baltimore Orioles win the World Series championship. So there are the two teams. Now let's jump into the starting lineups. For the 1968 Detroit Tigers, they're going to have McAuliffe, the second baseman, leading it off. Stanley, the center fielder, is going to be batting second. Al Kaline, the right fielder, is batting third. Bill Freehan, the catcher, is going to be batting in the cleanup spot. Norm Cash, the first baseman, is batting fifth. Willie Horton, the left fielder, is going to be batting sixth. Wirt, the third baseman, is batting seventh. Tracewski, the shortstop, is going to be batting eighth. And on the mound will be MVP and Cy Young winner Denny McLain. For the 1970 Baltimore Orioles, they have Buford, the left fielder, leading them off. Blair, the center fielder, is going to be batting second. Boog Powell, the first baseman, is batting third. Frank Robinson, the right fielder, is going to be in the cleanup spot, while Brooks Robinson, the third baseman, is going to be batting fifth. Hendricks, the catcher, is batting sixth. Davey Johnson, the second baseman, is going to be batting seventh. Mike Bellinger, the shortstop, is going to be batting eighth, and on the mound will be Mike Cuellar. Now, I'm going to be managing the Detroit Tigers in this game, and the reason is pretty simple. Even though they're the number 12 seed, I predicted in my own bracket that the Detroit Tigers from 1968 would win the Birch Bracket and advance to the Final Four. So a lot is on this game. But unfortunately, they're going against one of the best teams ever in Major League Baseball history, the 1970 Baltimore Orioles. So are we able to guide the Detroit Tigers to the Final Four, or will we lose in the first round? Well, let's go ahead and let's jump into the action and see how we do. But before we do, I'm going to ask you guys to take a quick moment, hit that thumbs up and like the video. I really would appreciate if you would do that. Also, if you haven't already, subscribe to the channel. And lastly, leave any comments, questions, or snide remarks in the comment section down below. And now let's jump into the game between the 1968 Detroit Tigers, whom I will be managing, and the 1970 Baltimore Orioles. Here we are at Camden Yards in downtown Baltimore, Maryland. The 68 Detroit Tigers are visiting the Baltimore Orioles from 1970. As mentioned, I'm going to be managing the Detroit Tigers. And so we will be up to bat first as Mike Cuellar is on the mound going against McAuliffe. The second baseman at 249 did have 16 home runs. So here's the first pitch of the game, and he needs a 1-2 for a triple. It's going to be an 18, so that'll be a single. So he gets on base early. A leadoff hit. We're going to try to see if we can get a lead. We cannot, so he's going to stay on first. And now Stanley, the center fielder, is up here at 259 with 12 home runs. He needs a 1-10 for a single. The rest is going to be a line out. We are going to send McAuliffe all the way to third base as he needs a 1-17. They're not going to throw it to try to get him out of third. They're just going to keep Stanley at first. So we got runners on the corners right off the bat. And now we got our three best hitters coming up. Al Kaline, the right fielder, is up the bat. He had 287, had 10 home runs in a season where he did not have as many at bats. And so here's the pitch. He needs a 1-8 for a triple, but unfortunately it's going to be a 9. But it will be good enough to have an RBI, so he is going to knock in the first run of the game, and Stanley's going to slide over to third as Kaline's on first. And so we got 3 hits to lead off this game and still have no outs. And now Bill Freehan is up. This catcher hit 25 home runs, 263. He needs a 1-10. And he's going to get an 8, so that is going to be another hit. We're going to send Al Kaline over to third. They're going to try to get him out. Safe! And he's going to be safe. And Freehan is going to go to second base on the throw. So our 4th hit to lead off this game. I knew we had pretty good offense, but I was not expecting this to start off the game. Denny McLain is going to be starting this one with a nice, comfortable lead. Now Norm Cash is up. He had 263 with 25 home runs, and he's going to rip a single. So that one's going to go into left field. Kaline's going to score easily. We have a chance to send Freehan, but we are instead going to hold him even though it is a 65% chance. We now have 3 runs. He is on third. Runners on the corners. And so any ball in the outfield should score Freehan at third. And we got Willie Horton, the left fielder, coming up, who hit 285 and led our team with 36 home runs. Really good against left-handed pitchers. Here's the pitch. He's going to hit a ground ball to Boog Powell, who has to make a play. Powell cannot get there in time, knocks it down. Horton is able to beat out the throw. But Powell throws it to Cuellar, trying to cover it, and it's going to be behind him. And so now Cash is able to run to third. Horton's going to go to second on the throwing error by Boog Powell in a fluke play. And again, another run score. So we have runners on second and third. Every player so far has gotten a hit, and now Wirt, the third baseman, is up, where we see a big drop in our batting averages. Wirt hit 200 with 12 home runs in 1968. Can he do something here? And he's going to hit a ground ball to Boog Powell. Powell is going to make the play, but Cash is able to score from third. So we do add another run, and that's only 1 down. And now Chikuski's up. He's going to hit a fly ball deep to right field. Horton is tagging up 1-15. He's going to be safe. We're going to send him. Here's the play at home. It's going to be a play at the plate. Safe! And Hendricks is poor at blocking the plate, so that is going to allow him to score as we roll a 3 on the block the plate roll. So that is going to be the 6th run in the first inning, and they still have Mike Cuellar in. And now Denny McLain is up, and finally the inning is over as Denny McLain gets strikeout to end the inning. But after 1, the 68 Tigers jump on top of this one, 6-0.
Is this easy mode?
And the Orioles are really deeply behind in this one, and they haven't even come to bat yet. So we're going to go into the bottom of the first, and we're sending Cy Young winner Denny McLain to the mound. Leading off for the Orioles is going to be Buford, and Buford's going to be strikeout. So a leadoff strikeout, but even worse for the Orioles, who are already facing an uphill battle, is that Buford gets injured.
Ouch! Medic!
So he's going to have to miss the rest of the game, and now Blair is up the first baseman, and he's going to hit a foul ball that's going to go up in the air, and the catcher Freehan is to be able to call everybody off, catch this one behind home plate, so that'll be 2 down. And now Boog Powell is up, and he's a 1-4. It's going to be a 10, so that's going to be a line ball to second base, and that's going to end the inning. And Earl Weaver is going to bring in Crowley to play left field, and he has already pulled Cuellar and is bringing in 80 Watt to pitch. So a very short day for Mike Cuellar, who won 20-plus games in 1970. We are starting the second inning like we did the first with McAuliffe leading us off. He's 1-for-1. And Watt is going to get him to strike. One down, and now Stanley's up. He had a single in his last at bat, and he's going to hit a ground ball to second base. Davey Johnson has to make a play. He has a range of 2. He will make the play, so that's going to be 2 down, and now K-Line's up, and that's going to be a strike. So a very quick work by Watt over the Detroit Tigers' first 3 batters, and that's going to take us into the bottom of the second. McLain going against Frank Robinson. Frank Robinson's going to hit a fly ball to center field. And that's going to be 1 down. And now Brooks Robinson's up. And Robinson's going to hit a line ball to Trikuski at short. That's going to be 2 down. And now Hendricks is up. He's going to hit a ground ball to McAuliffe, who has a range of 2, is able to make the play. So that's going to be a quick 1-2-3 inning as we go into the top of the third. Freehan, the catcher, is up. He had 25 home runs. He needs a 1-4 for a double. The rest is a single. It's going to be a 20-die roll of 15. So he will end up on first base safely. And now Norm Cash is up. He's going to hit a ground ball to Robinson at third. And he is one of the best defensive third basemen of all time. And he's going to scoop this one up, throw with Johnson at second, who's going to fling it over to Powell at first for a 5-4-3 double play. And now Willie Horton is up, who got on base with a single and then advanced on the air. And he's going to hit a ground ball over to Powell, and that's going to be 3 down. So we're going to go into the bottom of the third, still leading 6-0. Here's Davey Johnson. Davey Johnson needs a 1-17, but it's going to be an 18. So we will take that one, as that looked like a guarantee hit, but luckily for us, that's going to be a line out right at Word at third, and that's going to be 1 down. And now here's Bellinger, and he is going to get the team's first hit of the game as he has a line drive right up the middle. And now we got Watt coming up. Watt is going to try to bunt. He cannot. And so he is going to, again, with 2 strikes, lay down another attempt on a bunt, but it is a great bunt. And no one has a chance to get there. So Watt is going to end up with a hit, as now they have runners on first and second. So the sacrifice bunt ended up becoming a base hit for the pitcher Watt. And now Crowley is up. He's going to hit a ground ball to Trikuski at short. He's going to take the force out at second. They're not able to turn the double play. So Crowley's going to be up on first, and Bellinger is on third. And now they got Blair, the center fielder, coming up. He had 18 home runs, so they definitely need some offense. He's going to hit a fly ball to left field, and that's going to end the inning as the Orioles started to get a little bit of offense, but it wasn't enough to generate a run. So after 3, the 68 Tigers, after a huge first inning, are leading this one with 6 runs on 7 hits, have not committed air. And the 1970 Baltimore Orioles have not gotten any runs. They did get 2 hits, and they have committed an error. Top of the fourth, Wirt is going to be leading us off. Third baseman is going to hit a ground ball to Davey Johnson. Johnson has to make a play. He has a range of 2, and that's going to be 1 down. And now Trikuski's up, and he's going to hit a ground ball to Davey Johnson. And this one's an easy one, so that's going to be 2 down. And now pitcher McLain is up, and he's going to need a 1-4 for a double. The rest is going to be a single. He rolls a 14, so he is on first. So McAuliffe is up. He's 1 for 2, and he's going to rip a line drive into center field. We're going to send Denny McLain to third. They're going to throw it.
He's out!
He needed a 1-14 to be safe, and it was a 15, so he is out at third base. And so that's going to go ahead and end the inning. As we go into the bottom of the fourth, Denny McLain has only allowed 2 hits, has not walked the batter yet. He's going against Boog Powell, and he's going to give up his first walk of the game. And now Frank Robinson's up. He needs a 1-10 for a single. It's going to be a line ball that's going to go straight to left fielder Horton. So that'll be 1 down. And now Brooks Robinson's up. He's going to hit a ground ball to second base. McAuliffe has to make a play. He will with his range, and he's going to throw it to the shortstop, covering second, over to Norm Cash at first for a 4-6-3 inning-ending double play. Top of the fifth, Watt still in there, has done well since he's come in, and he's going to get Stanley, who's leading it off. They hit a ground ball to Johnson, who has to make a play. Johnson has a range of 2. He is able to make the play, so that's going to be 1 down. And now Al Kaline's up. Al Kaline's going to hit it to Bellinger at short. Bellinger, with his range of 2, it's going to have to go to his E rating. It's going to be an E18.
Whoopsies!
And that's going to be an error by Bellinger. So Kaline is on bases. That's the second error by the Orioles. And now Freehan is up. He's 2 for 2, but this time it's going to be a strike. So Watt with his third strikeout in as many innings. And now here is Norm cashing. He's a 1-17 for a triple. It's going to be a 19, so it's going to be a double. We can send Al Kaline from first to try to score. We are going to do that. 1-13, he's going to be safe. Everything else is an out. We're going to send the trailing run, hoping that maybe they might cut it off, give us the run. And they are going to try for the trailing runner, and luckily for us, they let the run score. It was a 1-13 at home. We rolled a 20 die roll of an 18, but luckily they cut it off. The play at home, he would have been out, but they cut it off and took the easier out at third base, so we do add another run, which was kind of what we were hoping. We get the guarantee run, so we do add one more, now lead 7-0, but that was the third out, so we're going to go into the bottom of the fifth. They have Hendricks, the catcher, coming up. He had 242, and he is 0 for 1 today, and he's going to rip a single, the third hit for the Orioles. He's on first now. Davey Johnson's up. And on a 4-6 on the pitcher's card, he needs a 1-6 for a double. It's going to be an 11, which is good enough for a single. So they have 2 leadoff hits to start off the bottom of the fifth. And now here's Bellinger. He's 1 for 1, and he's going to be strikeout. Second strikeout by Denny McLain, and now Watt, the pitcher's up. And the Orioles are going to make a switch here as they're going to bring in Andy Etchbarren to pinch hit for Watt, the pitcher. So McLain's going against Etchbarren. He had 243, and he is going to hit a foul ball that's going to go straight up in the air. It's going to go behind home plate. Freehan is able to pull that one in, so that's going to be 2 down, and now Crawley is up. Crawley is 0 for 1. Here's the pitch by McLain. He needs a 1-9. The rest is going to be a single. It's going to be a single that is going to be able to score Hendricks from second, and Johnson is going to slide on over to third. So the Orioles are on the board in the fifth inning, and now McLain's going to go against Blair, who needs a 1-14 for a single, and it's going to be a 17. So that is going to go ahead and be the third out. Orioles finally get on the board. As we go into the top of the sixth, we still lead 7-1 as Earl Weaver, the manager for the Orioles, is going to bring in Marcelino Lopez to pitch. Left-hander's going to be going against Willie Horton, who's 1 for 2, and he's going to draw a walk. So he's on base to lead off the sixth inning. And now Wirt is up, and he's going to pop up to Bellinger at short. That's going to be 1 down. And now Tracewski's up, and that's going to be a strikeout. So 2 down, and now Denny McLain is up to bat, and he's going to draw a walk on the pitcher's card, a 4-9. Love that when it happens for us. Hate when it happens against us. And now McAuliffe is up. He's 2 for 3. He's going to get a pitcher's card. A 1 is a double. The rest is a single, and that is going to be a single as we roll an 18. Horton is able to score from second, though, and McLain slides on over to third, so that is going to put runners on the corners with an RBI hit by McAuliffe, and now Stanley's up. He's 1 for 3. He's going to hit a ground ball to Bellinger, who's going to throw it to second base to Johnson, and they're going to take the easy force out at second on the fielder's choice, and that will be the third out. But we add one more run and lead this one 8-1. Bottom of the sixth, Boog Powell is up. He needs a 1 for a triple. The rest is going to be a fly out. It's a 17. So that's going to be 1 down, and now Frank Robinson is up. He's going to get a ground ball to third base, who has to make a play. Wirt has a range of 1. He's going to go to the E rating. He has E12, and
Whoopsies!
That's going to be an error by Wirt. So Frank Robinson ends up on first. On the air, our first one of the game, and now Brooks Robinson's up. He's going to pop this one up. It's going to be a little bit of a lazy pop-up that Wirt's able to pull in, so that'll be 2 down, and now Hendricks is up. He's 1 for 2. He needs a 1-9 for a double. The rest is a single, and it's going to be a 12. The 20-die roll has definitely helped us out, but that will put runners on first and second with 2 outs, and now Davey Johnson's coming up. He hit 281 with 10 home runs. He's 1 for 2 today. He's going to go opposite field, and this is going to be a fly ball right at Al Kaline for the third out. So we get out of that one with a runner stranded in scoring position. After 6 innings, the 1968 Detroit Tigers have 8 runs on 11 hits, have committed 1 error, and the 1970 Baltimore Orioles have 1 run on 6 hits, and they've committed 2 errors. Top of the 7th, Al Kaline is up to bat. Lopez still on the mound. Kaline is 1 for 3, and he's going to be 2 for 4 as he hits a ball right up the middle that's going to get through the infield, and he's going to end up with a leadoff single. And now Freehan is up. He is 2 for 3. He's going to hit a ground ball to Bellinger. He's going to throw it to Johnson. He's going to fling it over to Powell for a 6-4-3 double play. So that's going to make it 2 down, and now Norm cashes up. He's 2 for 3 with a double. He's going to hit the ground ball to Johnson, who has to make a play, and Johnson cannot get there with his range of 2. It gets by him. That is going to be a hit. So Norm Cash is on first, and now Willie Horton's up, who leads our team in home runs. He's going to hit a ground ball to short. Bellinger has to make a play. He will, so that is going to be the 3rd out. As we go into the bottom of the 7th, McLain has a pitch count cap of 130. He's only at 83 pitches, so he's good to go. Bellinger, the shortstop's up. He at 218, and he's going to hit a pop-up to Wirt at third base. That's going to be 1 down, and now Lopez is up, the pitcher, and they're going to bring in Bobby Grich to pinch hit. He at 211 in 1970. Grich is up to bat. He's going to hit a ground ball to McAuliffe. McAuliffe has to make a play, has a range of 2. He will make the play, a great play, and so that's going to be a ground out. And that'll be 2 down, and now Crowley is up. He's 1 for 2, and he's going to be 2 for 3 as he has 2 of the team's 7 hits as he gets a single with 2 outs. And now Blair is up. He's 0 for 3. He's going to be 0 for 4 as he hits a ground ball to the shortstop, who throws it to second for the easy out at second on the fielder's choice. So that'll be 3 down, and we're going to go into the top of the 8th, still leading by 7. Wirt is up, the third baseman. We have the bottom 3 batters of our order, and he's going to hit a fly ball to center field to Blair, and that's going to be 1 down. And now Trikuski's up. He's going to go opposite field to Frank Robinson at right. That's going to be a routine out, so that'll be 2 down. And now McLain is up. We're going to let him go ahead and hit, and he is going to be strikeout. A strikeout to end the inning. But we would rather keep McLain in. We don't need the offense at this point. We just want to try to keep the Orioles from getting a comeback. And they got the heart of their lineup up. And here is Boog McPowell, who needs a 1 for a home run. It's going to be a 20-die roll of 17, so that's going to be a double. So Boog Powell with a stand-up double to lead off the bottom of the 8th. And now Frank Robinson's up. He's 0 for 3. And he's going to hit a fly ball to Horton in left field, and that's going to be 1 down. And now Brooks Robinson's up. He's 0 for 3, and he's going to hit a pop-up to Wirt at third. He is 0 for 4 in this game. And so with Boog Powell on second, they had both Frank Robinson and Brooks Robinson, and both of them got out. And now Hendricks is up. He is 2 for 3. He's had a pretty good game. He had 242 with 12 home runs, and he's going to hit a ground ball back to the pitcher, who's going to throw it to first. That's going to be an out, but Hendricks seems to be injured in this one.
Medic!
So Hendricks, who has 2 of the team's 8 hits, is going to have to sit out the rest of the game. The Orioles have nothing going right in their favor in this game as they trail by 7. And this is the second starter on their team who has had to go out of the game due to an injury. And so Earl Weaver, the Orioles manager, is going to bring in Salmon as the catcher. So Salmon, obviously not a catcher by any stretch. Range of 5, air 16, plus 5. But we got McAuliffe coming up against Harden, who they brought in. And he's going to hit a ground ball to first. That's going to be 1 down. And now Stanley's up. And Stanley needs a 1 to 18 for a single. He's going to get a hit. Normally I would steal or try to steal, but we are up by 7. So we're going to show a little bit of respect. We have Al Kaline up. It's 2 for 4. He's going to rip a ball to Frank Robinson. Stanley's going to go to third, and he's going to get there easily. So that'll put runners on the corners, and now Freeman is up. He's 2 for 4 with an RBI, and he's going to hit a fly ball to Crowley in left field. So that's going to be deep enough, and Stanley is going to tag up and score from third to add another run, and now Norm Cash is up. He's 3 for 4, but he is not going to get another hit as he's going to hit a pop-up to first to end the top of the 9th. We do add another run. We lead 9-1. Denny McLain going for a complete game. As we enter the 9th, he's going against Davey Johnson, the second baseman. Johnson needs a 1 to 17 for a double. It's going to be a 20-die roll of a 12, so it's going to be in the gap, and Johnson's going to end up on second. And now the shortstop Bellinger's up. He had 218, but they're going to bring in Kurt Motton, the pinch hit. They're going to bring in everybody that they can to try to keep this game alive. Motton's going to hit a ground ball to Wirt, who's going to keep an eye on Johnson, throw it to Cash at first for the force out. And Johnson remains on second. That's going to be 1 down. And now the pitcher is up, but they're going to bring in Merv Redmond to pinch hit. Redmond is going to need a 1 to 10 for a single. It's going to be a 17, so that's going to be a line ball into the outfield that goes right at Horton, who doesn't barely have to move. That's going to be 2 down, so Johnson's still on second. 2 down, bottom of the ninth, down by 9 runs. Crawley is coming to bat. He is 2 for 3. He does have an RBI, but he's going to be strikeout to end the game as Denny McLain pitches. A complete game, and the Detroit Tigers, after a monstrous first inning, win this one 9-1, and they will advance, in the 1970 Baltimore Orioles are going home. Well, I told you at the beginning of the episode I had predicted that the 1968 Detroit Tigers would win the Birch Bracket and would advance to the Final Four, even though they are the number 12 seed. And the biggest game I was worried about, honestly, was this first matchup against the 1970 Baltimore Orioles. But the Tigers put any worry to rest when they scored 6 runs in the top of the first, putting the game away pretty much before the Orioles even got up to bat. Denny McLain pitched a complete game, only allowing 1 run. The offense was great, and it definitely helped that the 20-die roll seemed to be in our favor most of the game. So the 1968 Detroit Tigers are going to be advancing. The 1970 Baltimore Orioles are going home. More importantly, though, the Tigers are still alive to win the Birch Bracket like I had projected and advance to the Final Four. Will it happen? I don't know. But I hope you guys are enjoying this tournament so far. Until next time, this is Coach DK. Have a good one. Bye.